Hi guys, today I have the latest hybrid SUV. Now you may recognise it as its twin brother, the Toyota RAV4, but this isn't that. It is the Suzuki Across, and here's why I love it. So why have we got a set of twins on our hands? Well, this is Suzuki's first ever plug-in hybrid, and it's actually a collaboration with Toyota. We have a front electric motor. Now this is an 18 kilowatt hour lithium ion battery and gives us 270 Newton-meters of torque and up to 46 miles of range on EV alone. Paired with our 2.5 litre petrol engine, we're going to find ourselves with 306 brake horsepower and a 0 to 60 time of 6 seconds. Now considering this thing weighs 2 tons, that isn't too shabby. With a 490 litre boot and an electric hands-free tailgate, you won't have to worry. You also have a very spacious rear 3 seats, extremely comfortable front seats and lots of tech up front, but we'll get to that a bit later. Oh, and don't forget these funky storage spaces. Maybe this one's for your key. All of this is going to cost from £46,000, but you do get a lot for your money, and here's why. First off, the hybrid. Now we have 4 different modes. EV only mode, which means even under harsh acceleration, you're only using that electric motor. Now the other 3, you have auto EV HV and battery charger. They all kick in the petrol engine when you need it, like some harsh acceleration. Now the battery charger mode actually runs purely on petrol to recharge your batteries and give you a little bit extra, so you're not always needing to plug it in. Next up is the 4x4 systems in this thing. Now it isn't like any standard 4x4, it's got some really cool features. You get MacPherson struck front and double wishbone rear suspension to create a flat and comfy ride. Also the pitch control during acceleration and deceleration all adds to that comfort. And regardless of conditions, the all-wheel drive integrated management controls drive force distribution, engine throttle control, transmission shift, electric power steering and braking to match the condition. The best thing about all of the systems is the trail mode button here. Now what it does is gives an automatic limited slip differential, and that's going to give us the best grip possible. So the wheels with the least amount of grip is going to get the brakes applied to them, whilst the wheels with the most amount of grip is going to get more torque to keep you going on the straight and narrow. Next up is technology, and of course with the roads getting as busy as they are do nowadays, we really want that peace of mind whilst we're driving, and the Across certainly gives you that. From reversing camera, rear crossing traffic alert, e-call, pre-collision system, lane assist, road sign assist, dynamic radar cruise control and blind spot monitor. What more do you need? But of course the most important, how does it drive? The visibility is fantastic, and of course being an SUV you're sat higher up, so you expect some kind of improvement over say a sports car visibility, but the driving position is super nice down to where the pedals are, the steering wheel, your visibility throughout all of the windows. There isn't any horrendous blind spots, and if there is, you've got an amazing 360 parking sensors and a reversing camera, so you're not going to miss anything. But even being a relatively big car, especially when you look at it from the outside, you don't feel like a giant on the roads. You feel like you're more of a crossover, which is quite nice because I hate it when you're finding it difficult to judge little gaps, whereas in this, you know your place and you feel great. By SUV standards, the handling is fantastic. Now you do expect some body roll, as with any SUV. However, with this, you don't feel like you're tipping over on the edge. It grips around the corners really nicely. You can feel the suspension and everything doing as it should. Potholes aren't too much trouble, speed bumps, breeze. And corners and roundabouts and junctions, you can take that little bit of power around them without being afraid that you're going to feel like you're tipping over. It's a very, very well set up SUV. It's very quiet inside, even when it is using the petrol engine. The gearbox isn't too noisy, there isn't that much road noise. It's just been a very well thought out car. It's comfy, it's spacious, and you can really relax on those longer journeys. And as you can see with the suspension, it just takes it all in its stride. Occasionally with hybrids you can feel the jump between EV and petrol quite obviously. And the gearbox as well can sometimes be a little bit not as smooth as you hope. Whereas in the Suzuki, it's literally seamless. From changing EV to hybrid, to petrol even, to how the gearbox works. It is so smooth that you don't even realise. For a big car, it is very efficient. Obviously, EV alone, you're going to be seeing your petrol counter stay quite still. But even when you are using your petrol and you're charging your battery up a bit, the petrol counter isn't dropping down drastically. We've been averaging about 40 mpg, which for a big SUV is about spot on. The brakes themselves, they feel more than adequate for the car. Obviously, it's a nice heavy car, but they do stop you nice and swiftly. Pardon the Suzuki pun there. The steering isn't too harsh, it's not too light either, which means that you can direct the car where you want to go. Even down to, on a longer journey, you're not having aching arms, but if you want a little bit of a fun drive, even in your SUV, it's capable, absolutely. When the Suzuki guys dropped this car off, they said you'll have a lot of fun with it. It really does shift. And they weren't wrong at all. You've got so much confidence in it in terms of not only grip, but if you wanted to overtake, through the EV and the petrol systems combined, you've got a lot of just get up and go. It's great. Sometimes with hybrid and even some SUVs, you can feel a little bit underpowered, whereas the Suzuki Across, you really don't. Speed bumps in this are literally no problem. It's so nice going from a car where I'm almost having a panic attack every time there's a speed bump to just cruising over, no issues whatsoever. I'm still no better at it. This is nothing against the car, this is just my pure inability to park. I think I've actually done it. Look at that. Expert parking, obviously. So there we have it, that is my Suzuki Across review. And don't take this lightly when I say it genuinely is the best hybrid SUV that I've driven today. It has been spot on, and a massive just round of applause to Suzuki because they've absolutely nailed this one. So there we have it, guys. You all know the drill. To make my journey your journey, like, follow, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!